Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, a year ago, I presented to the country the better model of allocating resources to government entities. And I implored the Parliament that we needed to get into an arrangement where we vote for an entity money depending on the jobs they are going to create. And apparently, if you ask the Minister of Finance, who also does planning, to inform Parliament how many jobs were created in the last financial year, I'm very sure they wouldn't have that information. To submit to Parliament how many jobs were lost, so that we have a comparative analysis of jobs gained and lost, then you do know why we are where we are. In other jurisdictions that are better democracies, governments fall because of jobs created and jobs lost. Here we do not care because that's not the matter. It depends on how much energy you have. Right Honourable Speaker, URA submitted to Parliament in this budget process its policy statement. And they are reporting that actually they are going to register a decline of revenue growth. Even during COVID, we had a trajectory of growth of 9%. They are projecting a decline of almost 4% in this period. And when you follow what's happening in that entity, there's a huge job turnover. So many senior employees are leaving, and nobody explains why. I beg your pardon, Right Honourable Speaker. And then we are seeing that URA has turned into a target entity. They are preoccupied with their targets, not a facilitator of stability, of growth of the country. You see, when you are preoccupied with the target, you lose sight of who are you targeting. They don't care as long as they collect money from you and you close and they get their target. Where they'll get money next year, it's not a matter. Right Honourable Speaker, we need to interest ourselves in how URA operates. And right now, Right Honourable Speaker, the Finance Committee is considering tax bills. The Minister of Finance is reporting to Parliament that they will give their views on the view that the threshold of VAT should change and the percentage in 2 weeks' time. Is Parliament going to work backwards? When we are beginning the debate on the reports of committees, I advised that we needed the Finance Committee to report urgently on the revenue side of their report, so that we are able to do the final budget aware of the resource envelope. So now what will happen to the reports from the Finance Committee on the tax bills if the Minister or the Minister of Finance is thinking about revisiting VAT threshold and the percentage? There are issues, Right Honourable Speaker, and I think the supervision of URA is a bit lax. The planning is not consistent, because in the medium term, what did the Minister of Finance plan to achieve in terms of tax revenue growth? Second, Right Honourable Speaker, as Uganda, are we a manufacturing country or a net importer? If we are really net importers, that I know. Concluding, Right Honourable Speaker, we are net importers. If you look at our revenue base, we are not manufacturers as a nation. We are just trying to grow manufacturing through import substitution. So if we don't facilitate the importers that are holding and babysitting and midwifing this economy, we're in their straits. So the Minister of Finance must supervise URA consistently to rhyme with the medium-term plan of revenue generation and growth. Otherwise, URA and finance seems to be at cross purpose in their targets. And the suffering person is the trader, the business person, is the common man, because they have different targets. They have a plan, URA has their own plan, which is just a target of revenue. And it's a problem. Right Honourable Speaker, the Minister of Finance should tell us finally, what are we going to do with the tax bills before Parliament, now that they have a view of revisiting the threshold of VAT from 150 million to another figure, and then the percentage from 18 to another figure. Is that coming, or you gave the traders some bruff to calm down the pressure? Thank you.
Thank you. Aguti.